with making our eyes and ears, cell phones away. Go ahead, Meg.
Raise your hand if you have ever heard a rap song. Okay? Raise your hand if you have ever listened to a rap song because it held a political statement. Nobody? That's what I thought. So today I'm going to tell you of 3 ways rap has been used as a political statement around the world. This is important because music is a universalizing concept. It can cross culture boundaries and tell of important things. And rap has been used more recently as a way of telling about conflicts around the world and how people think of them. I am qualified to tell you of this because I have well researched this topic. So, the 3 ways and more than 3, rap has been used as a political statement around the world are protesting against racism in America, protesting against corrupt governments in Tunisia, and protesting against neo-Nazism in Germany. So first, let's move to how rap has been used as a form of protest against racism in America. According to the 2007 book by Jeff Ogar, Hip Hop Revolution, the Public Enemy's album, It Takes a Nation to Hold Us Back, contains a song called Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos. This song tells about how the mass jailing system is, quote, a new form of mass slavery in America. And according to Ogar, it raises the bar for critical race discourse. Also, the Lynch Mob's Lost in the System song is about a man who couldn't pay his traffic tickets and so is convicted and cycled through the worst jails in California. This was the first time that rap realized that it had a position in pop culture and used it as a way to create a political discourse in that manner. So now that we have talked about how rap has been used as a political discourse in America to fight racism, let's talk about how rap has been used in Tunisia during the Arab Spring to fight corrupt governments. According to a 2014 World Policy Journal titled Rapping the Arab Spring, rapper Amanda Brazerta's song, It's the Sound of the Police, and its corresponding music video were a merciless attack against the Tunisian government. The music video shows protesters being hit by water cannons, which was common during the Arab Spring, intermixed with cartoons of Darth Vader and protesters fighting. This was widely distributed and became a symbol for the resistance. Also, it is a direct tie to NWA's song, Fuck the Police, which is another example of resistance in America. And according to a 2011 BBC article, Is Hip Hop Driving the Arab Spring? El General's Raid Le Bled, which is a song from him, states, Mr. President, we have become like animals. We are living like dogs. He posted this on his Facebook in 2010, and just a few days after, it circulated around the country and became a rallying cry for the people. So now that we have talked about how rap has been used as a form of protest in America against racism and in Tunisia against corrupt governments, let's talk about how rap has been used as a form of protest against neo-Nazism in Germany. According to a 2016 Feminist Media Studies article entitled Performing the Queen of Berlin, one hip-hop collective and one rap artist have taken it upon themselves to fight rap racism in Germany. There has been an uprise in racism and neo-Nazism, and the 2 main German rappers, Bushido and Sido, they have songs like talking about gas chambers and sending people to gas chambers. And so Tick Tick Boom and Suki, the collective and the artist, have taken it upon themselves to fight this. They have stated they are trying to claim space and create a discourse. Suki has done this by creating a song translating Spitting on the Right Wing, in which she has a music video focusing on reclaiming the streets for the minorities. So, to recap, 3 ways that rap has been used as a form of political discourse around the world include
fighting racism in America, fighting corruption in Tunisia, and fighting neo-Nazism in Germany. So the next time you hear a song that is a rap song, I suggest that you listen to the lyrics and see if they're trying to tell you something. Thank you.
Give Samantha our time. Go ahead.
Raise your hand if you've ever tried coffee before, even just a small sip. All right, so almost everyone. Imagine this. You walk into the library at 6 p.m. to work on your speech for your public speaking class, and before you know it, you look at the clock and it's 11:59 p.m. You still have your conclusion left to write, and then you should probably actually practice your speech. But as you start to work on your conclusion, your eyes become very heavy. They feel like someone's laid rocks in your eyelids. They're heavy, and you're just so tired you can't concentrate. You remember that the Starbucks is open till 1 a.m. in the library, but you also remember hearing something on the news about how unhealthy coffee is for you. It's important to talk about the ingredients in coffee because it's a very widely consumed ingredient by all varying ages across the world. Professor Chris Seals, in a 2016 roundtable report for Coffee and Health, said that his study showed 69% of researched individuals said that they do not feel awake until they have their first cup of coffee. In addition, he says that 3 to 5 cups of coffee is part of a healthy, balanced diet for every day. When I say I need to go get caffeine, what comes to mind? If you say coffee, you're like most individuals who automatically assume that caffeine is the equivalent to coffee. Coffee actually begins with dirt. Robert Thurston, in a 2013 study, showed that caffeine in dried powder form is actually a very highly powerful toxic substance with very good medical uses. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines coffee as a drink made from roasted and ground seeds of a tropical plant. Again, has nothing to do with caffeine. My goal today is to inform you about the origin of coffee and an international coffee industry that is essential to the development of coffee, as well as what coffee is made of. So as you can obviously tell, I work at Starbucks, so I'm a coffee shop employee, but I'm also an avid coffee drinker. I like to tell people that coffee is my drug. I'm a drug addict. So Ethiopia is one of the most influential industries on the development of coffee. And coffee contains caffeine, antioxidants, and diterpenes. Sorry, it's a little hard for me to say. Diterpenes, which are essential to a solid cup of coffee. So first, let's talk about where did coffee come from. Like I said, Ethiopia is basically the birthplace of the coffee plant. But there are several legends as to how the coffee plant was actually founded. A handful of experts in the 2013 book Coffee focus on 2 specific legends. The first is 3 men went on a retreat to find God. They wanted to go find God because they were hungry and they wanted him to provide them food. But they found nothing, and they actually almost starved to death. But then God appeared out of the sky and brought them 2 plants, a cat plant, K-A-T, and a coffee plant. And he advised them, produce something with this. And so they produced coffee. The second legend dates all the way back to 1451 CE, when a goat herder tried the coffee berry. Then he realized his charges became very wild and jumpy, and so the other monks observed that, and they said, all right, let's try this. And it actually became a routine where they ate the they chewed the coffee berries actually every night before their nightly prayer. So now that you know where coffee came from, let's talk about what compounds make up coffee. So in coffee are 3 very important compounds, which are caffeine, antioxidants, and diterpenes. Caffeine, as you probably all know, is a very mild central nervous system stimulant, and it is actually found in over 60 plant species. The most familiar ones you probably already know of are cocoa beans, cola nuts, tea leaves, and of course coffee beans. In 2009, the National Coffee Association of USA New York, yes, it's an actual thing, I was surprised too, published a study showing that coffee drinkers ages 18 to 24 consume 329.3 milligrams of caffeine daily. Antioxidants help deactivate oxidants, and oxidants, if you don't know, damage proteins and DNA. So as you can probably guess, consuming antioxidants is extremely beneficial to your health. Natala F., in her 2002 article, had studies that showed an increase in blood antioxidant levels after consumption of coffee. Diterpenes are naturally present in the oil contained in coffee, and diterpenes raise serum levels and LDL cholesterol. Again, all very healthy. But MS, in his 2011 article, Coffee and Its Consumption, had studies that showed diterpenes have a protective role against some cancers. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed learning about the origin of coffee and the ingredients in coffee. Essentially, coffee is birthed by the angels, so to speak, of Ethiopia. And some of the major compounds in coffee are caffeine, antioxidants, and diterpenes. Since you now know what actually is contained in a cup of coffee, maybe you'll be more likely to try and use it the next time you work on your public speech.